Some goal for some of these goalies. Give me both teams to score in the first period. That's coming in at plus 185 compared to the over 1.5 that is at minus 120. Okay, you guys ready? Let's make some frickin' money. It's time for Pocket with Jo.
Hey guys, happy Wednesday. It's already Wednesday, November 13th. I'm Jo of SportsGrid. It's time for a Pocket with Jo over here on SportsGrid TV. A shout out to everyone out there watching over on X. Matt, welcome to the show today, you guys. It's time to make some freaking money. Those goalie props were hot yesterday. And again, remember at the end of the show, we will do the recap. So if you don't have time to hang out for the full show, make sure you do come back and check out that recap that will be in those last couple of minutes of the show. You guys, we have 5 games out there on the ice. We saw some interesting games last night. The Ottawa Senators able to get that win on the road. We've got some teams on a back-to-back tonight and some dogs that I think are quacking. Yes, I said quacking, so you guys know who that is. If you're a hockey fan, I think the Anaheim Ducks are quacking at home versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas has struggled on the road so far this season. We're looking at a couple of favorites in the matchup. I'm looking at a couple of puck lines. First period's over, so we've got lots to jump into today. Let's jump in with the first one, which I do think will be a high-scoring affair. We have the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. Now, the Penguins at home as a home favorite have been a solid bet on. They're minus 140 here on the money line, so it's juicy. You guys at plus 116 for the Red Wings. I understand the value in them here. They have the playmakers out there on the ice, but I do think the Penguins find a way to get it done. Sid really steps up at home as a home favorite as well. So the Pittsburgh Penguins at minus 140 is my lean. I don't love laying that juice there. That total 6.5, though, is interesting to the over at minus 114. We've seen both of these teams have those lapses in their defense. Now, looking at the goaltending matchup, Nedeljkovic expected here for the Pittsburgh Penguins. When we look at his numbers versus the Red Wings in his career, it's not pretty. It's below 900. He's got an 892 save percentage, a 3.34 goals against average. We know this season the Pittsburgh Penguins have shot themselves in the foot defensively. This defense is allowing those shots to come raining in on their goaltenders, allowing an average of 32.8 shots on goal per game. They've been so bad in their own end, you guys. They've been allowing the 4th most 5-on-5 goals expected on the season. So this is a team that needs to clean up defensively. To be able to get the win here, they're going to have to hit Cam Talbot hard. Now, Cam Talbot 4-2-1 on the season with a 2.36 goals against average, a 926 save percentage. So he's had a strong season to start in 12 games versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. He's gone 3-4-4 with a 3.24 goals against average and a 901 save percentage. So he does have pretty solid numbers, still allowing those goals, but getting the support from the offenses there when he does. We're seeing a Red Wings team that isn't creating those high danger shots at the moment out there on the ice. They're only averaging 2.43 goals per game, but I do think this, with the lack of defense by the Pittsburgh Penguins, is a higher scoring game. And I also think the Penguins can score in this one. Now, the Red Wings roll in here, losing their last 2, and we've seen the Penguins off that loss to the Dallas Stars. It was an embarrassing loss. You guys, they allowed 6 goals in the first period. Bloomquist was pulled and Nedeljkovic did come in. Bloomquist allowed 3 goals on 8 shots on goal, so it wasn't pretty. And then we saw Nedeljkovic come in. Now, he allowed 4 goals in the game, but on 32 shots. So he did play stronger. We'll look at Bloomquist in his next game out for his save shots on goal. I'm expecting that bounce back, but I don't know if we see it. We won't see him in this game, so we're not going to look at it. You guys, I'm just realizing my soundboard is off. Let me just turn it on to make sure you guys are getting the best sound. Give me half a second here. Okay, apologies for that. That is clicking right now. We should
be all good to go with that sound. Apologies if it was hard to hear me in this matchup. Okay, so Patrick Kane, I do think, is strong on the power play here for the Red Wings. If you're looking for power play points tonight, we've seen a strong kill here, though, of the Penguins. So, but I think if anyone's to get that power play point, I like Patrick Kane. I like his value. I think this is going to be a high scoring back and forth battle. I'm looking at the first period to go over 1.5 goals. It's coming in at -132. Both teams to score in the first period at +156. Now, that over 6.5, we've seen 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two flow nicely over that total, and I think we're in for another one. Both of these teams off bad losses. We saw the Red Wings get shut out by the New York Rangers. They're going to be eager to get on the board right away. And the Leafs beat them as well on Friday, 3-1. So this team's been struggling to light the lamp, but I do think it comes tonight. Give me the first period over 1.5. Both teams to score in the first period at +156. I think the Penguins win tonight. It's just so juicy on that money line. They have won their last 8 games as a home favorite. I'm going to look for this one to fly over the total of 6.5. I do think you look at Sidney Crosby here for him to really step up in this game. He scored at least 1 goal in the last 5 games when the Pittsburgh Penguins have been a home favorite. His power play point tonight is where I'd look. It's coming in at +185. The kill here of the Red Wings is basically non-existent on that PK. And I do think you also have to look at some of the storylines going around. Erik Karlsson has come out and expressed to the media that he thinks he's playing well this season, while the Pittsburgh Penguins organization has been saying that they don't think that he is playing well at all. Frustration between the two. Erik Karlsson for the point tonight coming in at +132. He's also on that top power play, you guys. His power play point coming in at +300. You guys know I love those storylines. Jace and Scott, thank you for being here today. So you guys know I love those storylines. I would be looking at that. If you're looking again at the Red Wings, like I said, Patrick Kane, I think the power play point. Lucas Raymond has been so strong at getting those assists on the board as well. His assist tonight coming in at +120. In the last 8 games, he has 1 goal and 8 assists out there on the ice. So with those goals coming, I do think it's a smart way to go. You know, you look at DeBrincat as well for the Red Wings and Dylan Larkin. Those are the playmakers. If you're looking at the Pittsburgh Penguins, because I think there's going to be a lot of goals tonight, you can look at these players for their points, for their goals. Brian Rust on the power play, that's huge point, huge value at +380. Raquel at +400. Erik Karlsson, like I said, at +300. He's who I want to target with these storylines going around. And Malkin apologizing to the fans after that last game. He's coming in at +210 for the power play point. You know that he is going to be eager to get this team back on the right side. Yeah, DeBrincat and Larkin. I love it, Scott. I love where you're going with that. Let's move on to the next game, you guys. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs. Toronto off a loss last night to the Ottawa Senators. And again, I'm so glad we talked ourselves into the Ottawa Senators here on the show. The Sens came out so strong versus Toronto, and Toronto now off that loss is rolling in to take on the Washington Capitals, a team that is overperforming expectations this season. The Washington Capitals at -138. I love what we're seeing out of them. Ovi is so stepping up. It is incredible to see. I'm waiting to see him break Wayne Gretzky records this year. I want to see it. And as a hockey fan, I hope you guys want to see it happen as well. He's coming in at -138. Total of 6.5 in this game. The juice on the total is under 6.5 at -130. I take it over before I take it under. It's coming in at +106. I know we could have strong goaltending here. Joseph Woll expected here for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and Toronto just struggled in that last game to light the lamp. They have had these games where they're just not coming out as strong offensively as they should. This is a team that's averaging close to 3 goals per game, but then they put up stinkers, and like they did last night, they weren't able to light the lamp. In other games, we've seen, 1 goal, 2 goals here and there. The Washington Capitals, though, on the other hand, this team is absolutely dominating out there on the ice. They're averaging 4.21 goals per game. Their power plays converting only at 12.5%. So that 5-on-5 hockey has been so strong for them. They're able to win those faceoffs. Now, when we look at Charlie Lindgren in goal versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. These numbers aren't strong. With Toronto being shut out last night, I'm expecting Toronto to be able to score on him. He's got an .887 save percentage versus the Leafs in his career. He's gone 2-5 in 8 games with a 4.40 goals against average. I expect Toronto to add to this total to get us up and over, but I do expect the Washington Capitals. I am not jumping in front of this team. They're rolling so hot right now. I like their team total best. Their team total over 3.5 goals coming in at plus 116. Now they are off a win. They won that last game versus the St. Louis Blues 8-1. It was phenomenal. If you rode with me on that show, the show before, we had taken Ovi to be able to get the goal, the 2+ goals and the 3+. He wasn't able to get it done for us. Then we rode with him versus the St. Louis Blues for the 2+ at plus 1100. That was nicely able to cash. I'm looking at Ovi. We're going back to him for the anytime goal. The anytime goal right now on FanDuel, you guys, coming in at plus 140. I'm not going to take him for the 2+ goals coming off that performance in the last game. Could he do it? Absolutely. I'm going to look at Connor McMichael's as well for the goal. His goal coming in at plus 200. He's being fire at home. He's scored 1 or more goals in 5 of their last 6 home games. So Connor McMichael, normally a player that I don't circle, but you can't deny what he's been able to do. It sounds like the Toronto Maple Leafs, from what I'm hearing out there, are shopping for another center come trade deadline, so something to keep in mind. Now, Toronto has won the last 4 straight meetings and 8 of the last 10, so they have dominated Washington. This Washington team isn't the Washington team that we saw last season, though. This is not the Washington team that our grandparents knew, right? This team is really playing elite hockey right now. Tom Wilson is under the radar for sure. Yeah, Ovi is skating around them. It is crazy how he just stands and waits for that puck to be shot at him and gets it still done. The Kraken, Joe. Congratulations, Joe, on the Kraken. Okay, sorry, guys. My throat is so sore as of late. Let's move on to the Carolina Hurricanes taking on the Utah Hockey Club. The Utah Hockey Club, the home dog at plus 162. You guys know I love a home dog, and we've got Carolina rolling in here off a nice win. Are they showing up for this game versus Utah is my biggest question mark. I think they show up in the first period. Can Utah rally back and get the win? They might be able to, you guys. I'm a little nervous on this one because Carolina, they're almost a $2 favorite. So you got to lay that puck line, laying 1.5 at plus 128. The total sitting at 6.5, minus 132 to the under. If Carolina's going to win this, I think it stays under that total as they lock down on defense. This team is allowing some of the least shots on goal. I don't know why I wanted to throw the word most in there. The least shots on goal at 25.4 shots on goal per game. Strong kill here. Utah has struggled to generate offense. They're only averaging 2.73 goals per game. We're seeing a Canes team that's coming in off a big win versus Vegas. In Vegas, they won in the Fortress on Monday 5-2. Something I didn't think they could do. The books knew it, though. The books made them the favorite, begged me to take Vegas, and I fell for it in that game. The Carolina Hurricanes sitting first in the Metro. They're 11-3 on the season, and we have the Utah Hockey Club fifth in the Central, 6-3. They have playmakers. The problem is they have tons of potential. They've added to their defense in the offseason. This team, though, versus they don't match up. Carolina's such a stronger team here. With the lack of generation of offensive production out of Utah, it's hard to take them. Especially, I don't think it's enough value. If we were getting plus 248, plus 250, I'd be like, okay, sign me up for Utah. You can't even take puck line right now. Puck line for Utah, let me just go back to that page, is minus 158. So there's no value. I think you look here at the Carolina Hurricanes in the first period on the puck line, rolling in here off their last game. This is the road trip. Last game of a road trip. They want to go back home on a positive note. It's 1-1 right now on this road trip. So if they win tonight, they're 2-1 on the road, which is the goal, right? So Seth Jarvis is day-to-day, though, so that is a huge hole on their defense. I think puck line first period, look for them to generate the offense. Look for them to hit
Vejmelka here. Vejmelka versus the Canes. It's not pretty, you guys. 0-3 on the season with a 2.75 goals against average at 899 save percentage versus the Canes. In his career, he's gone 1-4 in 5 games with a 3.82 goals against average and a 907 save percentage. So that save percentage isn't bad, but Utah doesn't generate enough offense to keep up. I'm going to take the Canes on the puck line in the first period, laying the half a goal plus 140. They've won their last 6 first periods as a road favorite. I'm going to roll with that trend. We've also seen Utah, when the books make them an underdog, they lose as an underdog. They've lost their last 5 as an underdog. So give me the Canes in the first period to step up. And then I'm going to be done with the game because I think Utah sneakily might pull it out. Okay. Vegas versus the Ducks. I told you guys at the start of the show the Ducks are quacking today. The Vegas Golden Knights at minus 250. And yes, they're going to be pissed off that loss at home. This is a team. How can we trust them on the road? They've gone 1-6 on the road this season. The books want us to lay 215 on the money line, minus 1.5 on the puck line at plus 144. There's no freaking way I'm signing up with Vegas in this one, you guys. The Ducks are quacking tonight. Troy Terry should really step up. And I do think we look at this team to pull off the upset. Plus 1.5 on the puck line is coming in at minus 140, plus 176 on the money line. You know, I'm looking at both of those. I'm going to put a half unit on both. If the Ducks are to win this, it has to be a low scoring game. I think if Vegas pulls out the win, it's a 2-1 style game. So we still get the cover on the puck line. Dostal has been great in net for the Anaheim Ducks. He's 4-5-2, so it doesn't look so great, 4-5-2, but he's got a 2.73 goals against average and a 922 save percentage. Aiden Hill is a weaker goalie. Vegas has a weaker goalie tonight. He's got a save percentage of 875. He's 6-3-1 on the season, 3.41. He's got that support from the offense to keep them in these games, but Mark Stone still listed day-to-day for this matchup. I know Jack Eichel has been playing well out there. They already won this matchup in October. Vegas got a 3-1 win, I believe it was. So Vegas is rolling in here pretty confident they can beat the Ducks. And you always want to take a Ducks team that is ready to step up against harder competition. Vegas won the last game in October, but when we look back on how the Ducks have done versus Vegas, Vegas seems to always underestimate this team. The Ducks had won the 3 prior. Now, for the Ducks to be able to get the win here, they can't take the penalties. We saw it in that last matchup. The Ducks took a penalty. Vegas was able to score. Vegas got in the box. Well, the Ducks still can't convert. So they have to play a nice, clean game out here versus the Vegas Golden Knights, and they can get the win. Troy Terry for the goals, plus 240 tonight. He scored a goal in 3 of their last 5 games versus the Vegas Golden Knights. So this is a team he can score on. He's going to hit Aiden Hill. Trevor Seagrass here in kind of like storyline, big picture things. We have seen the Boston Bruins kind of interested in Trevor Seagrass from what I am hearing. So looking at Trevor Seagrass, you know he wants to go over to Boston, get on with a winning team. So I would look for him to really step up. We've got Leo Carlson as well, being able to get us those goals and get us that plus money on any given night. So the Bruins want to add, from what I'm hearing, is another top 6 winger as well as a top 6 center before this trade deadline. We've also seen Vegas go 1-6 on the road, but they've also failed, when we go back bigger picture, to cover the puck line as a road favorite in their last 10. So bigger picture, Vegas, if they get the wins on the road, aren't covering that puck line. They have gone 24-7-1 all-time record versus the Anaheim Ducks, but I'm just not buying it. Now, one thing that might hurt the Ducks today, Mike Tavish is listed day-to-day upper body. Hopefully he gets back on the ice. So that is where I'm going, you guys. Yeah, those top lines, Scott, it is going to be fire. So if you want to look at Vetrano, Seagrass, and Troy Terry to be able to get a point, combine all of them for a point in a nice parlay, I do think it's coming tonight, you guys. Yeah, if you guys can hit that like, share, or retweet, I would so appreciate it. Lots of ice time. You are so right.
let's look at the LA Kings versus the Colorado Avalanche, you guys. Darcy Kemper expected here. Darcy Kemper looked like a stud when he used to play for Colorado because he used to get that support from the defense, something that Georgiev isn't getting very much of. As of late, Georgiev expected here. Now, he is being not great, even when he has got the support from Colorado. His goals against average, you guys, 3.76 goals on average teams are getting on him this season. It is not pretty. His save percentage is at 862. Something I didn't expect out of Georgiev here. The one bonus for him is the offense here of Colorado can score. Now, when Colorado is able to put 3 or more goals on the board, they are getting these wins. Their problem is if they're not able to get 3 or more goals, they can't win these matchups. Tonight, they face an LA Kings team, a Kings team that's off that loss from Calgary. They lost to Calgary 3-1. They allowed more goals than I expected. And you guys, my mom is in the building for the Calgary Flames, is alive this season, 2-0 so far. She forgot to tell me that she was going to the Flames and the Kings game, so we will keep track of when she is going to the next one. The Kings just haven't been great on the road this season, and I don't know if I can back them here, even for that plus money. I know the Kings have been a stronger team. They're sitting first in the Pacific, 9-5-3 on the season. I like this team. I like how hard-hitting and physical they do come out. But I do think we look here at Colorado to be able to get the win. We got a short price on Colorado. Colorado coming in at minus 138, plus 115 on the Kings. So the value's going there. You guys are a plus 120 just over an hour ago. This total is 6.5, minus 132 to the under. I'm going to look for Colorado and the Kings to come out and get a goal in the first 5 minutes. Yes, it's stressful. We had no goal in the first 10 minutes yesterday. That did not work out for us. But in this game, what was with that game yesterday? So high scoring with the Winnipeg Jets and the New York Rangers. I expected so much more, but we did get those goalie props. Okay, back to this game. Looking at Colorado and the Kings, I expect to go quick out of both of these teams. So I'm going to take a goal in the first 5 minutes at plus 172. We have seen the Avs win 3 of the last 4 meetings, and I do think they keep rolling here. For them to win, though, they have to score these goals. Their team total coming in at 3.5. So I do like the over 3.5 goals. It's at plus 116. I also think you can count on the Avs to cover that puck line. The Avs laying 1.5 goals at plus 172. I'm looking for Cale Makar to really step up. His anytime goal for Cale Makar coming in at plus 360. You can look at the power play point as well. He's scored in 4 of the last 5 meetings versus the LA Kings. This is a team that he can score on, and I do think he'll get that goal on Darcy Kemper today. So power play point or a goal here for Cale Makar. You know you got Nathan McKinnon, you got Rantanen. This is a powerhouse offense, high-octane offense that if they get on that power play, it's the second best in the league, converting 33.3% of the time. The kill isn't great here for the LA Kings. I know the Kings love to play a defensive style of game, but they did allow the Calgary Flames to put 3 goals on them. The Calgary Flames have nowhere near the power play that we've seen Colorado have this season. It's like at half of what we've seen out of Colorado. I do think Colorado will get those high danger 5-on-5 shots as well and be able to convert. Now, they have the Capitals on deck on Friday for their last home game. Then they've got 4 games on the road starting on Monday with the Flyers. When we look at the LA Kings and their schedule, they're home Saturday versus the Red Wings. So there's no huge look ahead for either of these teams. I do think, though, it's the Avs all day for me. So Canes in regulation is what you're rolling with. Kings, Avs heating up. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one. That is for sure. You guys, I appreciate each and every one of you so much for being here. Yeah, my mom's stats are heating up. Let's go do a recap, you guys. Thank you so much all for joining me. We'll do the recap and I'll send you on your day. Remember, check out the SportsGrid app for all of my Madden quickies. Today's Wednesday. It's hard to believe we're almost halfway through November. Tomorrow, Thursday Night Football, my Madden quickie will be posted up there. Stay tuned for my Cup of Joe. I've got some college basketball for you guys today. So recap time. If you want to follow me over on X, it is Jo Madden Sports. The Detroit Red Wings taking on the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think this is your high-flying, octane, offensive performance of the night between these two, you guys. I'm going to look at the first period over 1.5 goals at -138. Both teams to score in the first period at +156. I do think this has a possibility of being 3-3, 4-4 going to OT. So I think OT is worth a sprinkle at +350. The over 6.5, 7 of the last 8 meetings have gone over that total. The Penguins to win this is just so juicy on that money line that I don't love laying that juice. They've been strong as a home favorite. Look for a Sid the Kid, Sidney Crosby to step up. I'm going to take him for his power play point at +185. I'm going to take from the Red Wings Raymond for the assist tonight at +120. And Erik Karlsson, because of all of that talk that's happening, I'm going to take him for his point at +132 with a sprinkle on that power play point at +300. Looking at the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the Washington Capitals, I do think the Capitals will get the goals today. I'm going to take them over 3.5 goals at +116. I do think you can lean to this full game to the over. Connor McMichael for the goal here for the Caps at +200 and Ovi for the goal at +140. The Carolina Hurricanes versus the Utah Hockey Club. I am reluctant to take Carolina to cover the puck line in the full game, but I will take them in the first period on the puck line, laying half a goal at +140. They've been so strong in this position as a road favorite, covering that puck line in the first period. But I do think Utah might be able to sneak out a win after Carolina was able to slay in the fortress over the Vegas Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights then are taking on the Anaheim Ducks, and this team is in a slump, and they've struggled on the road this season. I'm going to take the Ducks. I think they are quacking. And if the Ducks are quacking, this game has to stay under that total. I'm taking the under 6.5 in this one. The Ducks +1.5 and the Ducks on the money line. So overtime, this could be 1-1 going into OT. I think I'm going to sprinkle on that as well, you guys. Something it just popped into my head. Troy Terry, so I don't know the value. Troy Terry for the anytime goal at +240. And I'm going to look at Trevor Zegras to look to light the lamp as well, because the Bruins are looking into him. The Vegas Golden Knights are just too sloppy. They've been struggling on the road. They're allowing those turnovers. The LA Kings versus the Colorado Avalanche. Give me the home favorite in Colorado in this matchup. Give me the goal in the first 5 minutes coming in at +172. Because the Avs are too juicy for me on the money line, I will take their team total over 3.5 goals at +116. I'm also going to look at the Avs on the puck line, laying 1.5 at +172. Cale Makar for the anytime goal, you guys, at +360. But McKinnon, Rantanen, you want to look at those points tonight. I don't blame you. So you guys, that is it for Pocket with Joe. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. Let's make some freaking money out there on the ice. It's gonna be a good night. You're taking the Cavs. Yeah, the Cavs have been rolling so hot. Let's make some freaking money. Hopefully, Ovi can get us another goal tonight. Strome for the point, assist being money. Yeah, Dylan Strome has been money out there. You guys are so very welcome. Have a good one. We'll see you back here tomorrow at noon Eastern, each and every single day at noon Eastern. Again, if you can hit that like button, hit that retweet button, I'd so appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon, guys. Hit some anytime goal scorers as well.